my little tutorial on how I understood subnetting. I'm just gonna be using the first problem we worked in class. This is the formulas I will be using. I recommend taking screenshots. Alright, so first step, gotta figure out these little right here. We gotta figure out the subnet mask. The first one's pretty easy. 8 plus 8 plus 8, 24. The second one is a little harder, but all we have to do is turn this into a binary to figure out our little thingy, and it's really easy. It's 254. Got my little handy dandy binary chart right here. Is 224 bigger than 128? It is. So this one is on. That's a 1. Now we subtract 224 minus 128. We have, the total is 96. Right, now is 96 bigger than 64? It is, so it's on. 96 minus 64, we get 32. And then they're the same, so that one's on. No. 32 minus 32 is 0. So the rest of them are gonna be off. Now we just have to count how many bits we have. So this one's 8, this one's 8, this one's 8. We have 24 plus 3, 24, 25, 26, 27. Our slash is gonna be slash 27. And to figure out our first number of subnet bits, we just have to subtract the original subnet mask with the new subnet mask, and it'll give us the number of subnet bits. So obviously subtract the bigger number first, because we're not trying to get any negative numbers. It's gonna be 3. 27 minus 24 is 3. So for this one, the answer is 3. Now we are gonna figure out the number of subnets created. Back at our little formula, it's 2 to the power of the subnet number of subnet bits. We just figured that out. That's 3, and it's gonna give us the number of subnets created. So, oh, and the 2 is because we're in binary. That's why we have the 2 to the power of 3. And that's gonna give us 8. The second one is gonna be 8. Number of host bits per subnet. To get the number of host bits per subnet, we subtract 32 because we have 32 bits in IPv4, minus the new subnet mask, which is this one over here, 27. So we're gonna subtract 32 minus 27. It's gonna give us 5. Okay, so for this one, it's gonna be 5. We're trying to figure out the number of host bits per subnet. 2, because we're in binary, and to the power of number of host bits or subnet, which is, the one we just got. And we subtracted by 2 because we already have 2 IP addresses that are already have a dedicated, which are the network address and the broadcast address. So those 2 we can't use, which is why we use -2 or -2. So it's gonna be to the power of 8, which equals 32, and then 32 minus 2 is gonna equal 30. So for this one, it's gonna be 30. Right, figure out the network address for the subnet. We get to play a cute little game. I like to call it the the matching game. Ooh, the matching game. Basically, if we're matching, if we have a 1 and a 1, it's gonna equal to a 1. If it's a 1 and a 0, it's gonna equal a 0. If we have a 0 and a 1, it's gonna equal a 1. If we have a 0 and a oh no, sorry, this is gonna be a 0. If we have a 0 and a 0, it's gonna be 0. So basically, it's only on if it's a 1 and a 1. The rest of them are gonna be off. For this, we're gonna need this number, the new subnet, the last one, the 224. And we're also gonna need to turn 139 into a binary number. Can do that real quick. So it's 128, 64, 32, 8, 4, 2, and 1. Is 139 bigger than 128? It is, so that's gonna be on. Now we subtract 139 minus 128. It's gonna be 1, 1, gives us 11. So that's gonna be a 0, that's gonna be a 0, that's gonna be a 0. 1. Now we have 10, and now we have 11. It's 139 in binary. So we go back up. We have a little, it's 1, 3 zeros, 1, 2, 3, 1, 0, 1, 1, right? Yeah. And now we get this number, our subnet for our new one, our new subnet mask, which is 1, 2, 3, and 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. And so IP addresses, let's just do this real quick. This is our new subnet, and this, where the ones stop, that's gonna be the network portion. This is the network portion. Ooh, can't make straight lines. And this is the host part. We don't have to worry about all of this. We don't really have to worry about that. Ooh, really cannot draw. We just have to worry about this part, which is what we have over here. We draw a slash right here. This is our network portion. And so again, we play our little matching game. 1 1, this one's on. 0 1, this one's off. 0 1, this is off. And we don't really have to worry about the rest of this because we're only looking at the network part right now. So the rest can be zeros. 5, right. And so we turn this into a number. This is 128. 128 in binary. So for our network address, it's gonna be the beginning of our host IP address, which is 192.168.200.128. Now we're gonna do our broadcast address next. We go back over here. Alright, and for our broadcast, we're gonna look at this part now. This part we're gonna look at. We're gonna bring down our network portion. We already figured that out. Now we're gonna look at our broadcast. And broadcast, like, I don't like to play the stupid matching game. What is this, elementary? And so we're like, okay, what do we do for you if not play the broadcast game? And he's like, just say they're all on. Okay, so we turn all these on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's how we get our broadcast number. We turn this into binary, and that's gonna give us 159. And so we go back up. It's gonna be the beginning of our IP address, 192.168.200.159. And to get our first and last, it's basically that, but plus 1, and it's basically that, minus 1. So it's gonna be 192.168.200.129. It's gonna be 192.168.158. And yeah, that's basically how we do it. Pretty easy peasy if you know what you're doing.